So AI is on both sides of recruiting now, and it's a big problem. You've got really, really good candidates being filtered out before they even meet a human being. Um, it's crazy. So the big mistake for people, I think, is relying on applications and CVs. Just sending stuff. In fact, I spoke to someone the other day, young lady looking for first job. She said 4,000 applications, hasn't met a human. Like it's been absolutely crazy. So that is really going on. Junior level, mid level. When you get into leadership level, it's a hidden job market and it's a slightly different game. But I think a lot of the lessons hold true. So I want to just share with you 6 like big things that you can do to make sure that you are giving yourself the best opportunity to get a job, find a job, be hired, meet a human being, contribute, earn money, progress in your career, all of that stuff. So number one, build visibility before you need it. So don't wait. Okay, you have to be visible. You have to be visible at all stages of your career, right? So for example, LinkedIn, such a wonderful place to build your personal brand and become visible and things like that. It's free. You don't need to pay for LinkedIn Premium or LinkedIn Recruiter or Sales Navigator or anything, but you can if you want. And LinkedIn is the number one professional jobs site or professional networking site, let's say. And you can post stuff for free, and like loads of people will see it, and you can contribute to the conversation. So you can post, but if you're not comfortable posting, you can like people's stuff, comment on people's stuff, but specifically like and comment on the people's stuff that you want to maybe work with or for, or you see a job advertised, you find out who the hiring manager is. If they're making content, start liking and commenting, then drop them a DM, be like, hey, see you've advertised for a role, love to have a chat, and that's the kind of stuff you want to be doing. So if you are not into like posting and all of this kind of stuff and you're a little bit nervous too and things like that, maybe just start by liking 5 people's things a day, dropping a little comment saying like great post, thanks for sharing, whatever. And you start to get a little bit more confident and people will start to see you. So that's like digital visibility. And then obviously you can start to get to networking events and things like that. And if you're in a job already, be visible within your company, because this is not just finding a job in a different company. You want to get that next promotion. And you hear a lot of times, oh, I was better than that person. How come they got the call by they got promoted and things like that? A lot of it is visibility. So if you're in a firm, go network like crazy. If you're in a big firm, there's so many people, drop a note to someone, be like, hey, I'm in this team. We've never met. Love to have a chat. Network internally and externally. Stay in touch with people. Be really, really good at that. And it will pay you back like tenfold throughout your career. Number 2 is network before you need your network, right? Like I see this all the time, right? Do not wait until you need a role before you start like reconnecting with people or messaging recruiters and whatever, right? Like be really good at building your network throughout your whole career. So this is not selling. This is not like, hey, find me a job or et cetera, right? This is when you have a job. In fact, your whole career is go network. Networking means like making friends with people, exchanging ideas, being there, doing things for others, all of those kinds of stuff, right? So whether that's like friends, like school, university, college, whatever, jobs, clients, customers, all of that stuff, be really good at staying in touch with people. And again, maybe say, hey, once like in a week, I'm going to dedicate half an hour for a catch up with someone. Like no agenda. You're not trying to get anything from them. They're not trying to get anything from you, just to stay in touch. Like it's really cool. And again, it's going to pay you back tenfold. You've got the visibility. You're making friends with people in your space. And these people will refer you. If something pops up and, oh, I'm really looking for the XYZ, you're like, I'll speak to John. Spoke to him last week. I used to work with him back in the day. Great guy. Got to call him. You're referred. Referrals are so powerful. So you've got the visibility, getting referrals. It's incredible. Third thing is, so let's say you are looking for a job and you're on LinkedIn or you're on a jobs board or whatever, and you look this dream job you just found, and it's like 1,000+ people have applied. So you're kind of then just entering the AI queue pretty much, right? I mean, generally, certainly let's say on LinkedIn have this AI agent. It's called LinkedIn Hiring Assistant, I think. And they're just screening, first interview, profiles, and then they're moving them through the process. So, your AI needs to optimize for LinkedIn's AI, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But, the chances of getting selected are crazy, but still apply, because who knows? And it doesn't cost you anything to apply. But also find out who the hiring manager is, message them, message the recruiter or who's advertised a job. It usually says like, this person has advertised a job, and shoot them a note, like all their content, obviously, and comment on all their content, obviously, and then drop them a note and say, hey, I saw this job. This is what I'm up to. Love to have a chat. Drop them a note. Who knows? Doesn't cost you anything, just in case. So like direct human contact, really, really good. Fourth thing is, again, I'm going to labor on LinkedIn here, but make sure your profile is super optimized for what you want to be known for. This is like your landing page, like spend more time on your LinkedIn profile than you would do on your CV, right? By the time you're sending your CV out, someone's asked for it. Probably they've already seen you or spoken to you, or you're sending it through. Maybe you're sending it through for a job ad, but go really hard on optimizing your profile. So the header, the about us, etc., etc. is a story. You want me to keep scrolling, right? Header, be like, oh, okay, I know what they do. Great. And okay, cool. So optimize it. Again, use AI and then tailor it and all of that kind of stuff. You'll get found more on searches, because remember, if an internal recruiter or a headhunter is looking for someone like you, they'll be using a LinkedIn search bar or the LinkedIn recruiter search bar or the sales navigator search bar. It's all powered by AI. They're looking for keywords in your profile. You want to come up on these lists and you want to be contacted. You want to be found. And so again, it costs you absolutely nothing, and optimize, like it's incredible. So that also links for me, again, like my fifth point here is just be findable for the roles that you want. So you've optimized your profile. Then some people, that make sure it's connected to what you actually want to do. Not that you think you might, a lot of people do these generic words and, strategic leader and all of that. But what do you want if you want to be findable for? So it's a double thing. So just make sure you really optimize it for what you want to be found for and what role you want to do. So that's four and five combined. And I'm gonna put number 6 in there too. Is if you are using AI, which everyone is using, make sure you don't sound like AI, right? You need it to be sharp. You need to be. It needs to sound like you. It needs to sound human. It needs to sound authentic. It's so obvious nowadays when someone has basically just used an LLM. They haven't personalized it. They've given it no context. They've just gone on an LLM question and answer thing, but like, hey, write me an about us section, or write my, and then you've got like, they've just made no effort to tailor it. It doesn't really sound like them. There's no excuse for that at all. And it will probably have the opposite effect. So use AI as a partner, as your personal assistant, as whatever you want to call it. It can do incredible amount of heavy lifting. It can pull all of your stuff together, and make sure you're giving your LLM skills, context, tools, all of those things. I mean, this is a whole other podcast, but take time to set up your LLM, your agents, all of these things, and make sure that everything is checked. Make sure it sounds like you. Make sure you edit it. Make sure you go over it. It's not like letting your AI just go and do it. It's like you plus your AI is going to generate all of these kind of things for you. So make sure you're using it in the right way. So hope that helps. Your next job opportunity is probably won't come from applying online. I'd say it's way more likely that to link all this together, it's going to come from being visible, being referred, or being found. So optimize all the stuff. Everything I've said is free. It costs you absolutely nothing but time. and not even that much time. But just make sure that you're well set and go really, really, really hard. If you've made like 1,000 applications and you've had like 1 or 2 interviews, do 2,000. You'll get another couple. You know, sometimes it's a bit of a numbers game. If you're in the position of looking for a role, if you're in a really good job right now, still go network, be visible, all of those things. It will pay back tenfold. Hope that helps, and see you all very soon.